This show is powered by BL3P, the Lightning-enabled European Bitcoin exchange.
Connetti il mondo.
Nikita, Bitcoin, Amsterdam, Amsterdam.
Written in the 1860s, War and Peace is not only a literary masterpiece but also a deep examination of Russian society during the Napoleonic Wars. At over 1,200 pages, War and Peace is often seen as an intimidating read. Did you find the length of the book challenging when you first picked it up?
Yes.
If you had to choose, would you choose for Bitcoin Amsterdam to continue instead of the Amsterdam Wine Festival?
Yes.
Bouldering, a form of rock climbing without ropes, originated in the late 19th century as a way for climbers to train. Do you think bouldering's minimalistic approach makes it more exciting than traditional climbing?
Yes.
Mexican cuisine dates back thousands of years and is a blend of indigenous and Spanish influences. Mexican food is often known for its spiciness, with chili peppers being a staple in many dishes. Do you find that Mexican food is too spicy for your taste?
No.
Inglourious Basterds, directed by Quentin Tarantino, is known for its bold revisionist take on the World War II. The characters in Inglourious Basterds, such as Colonel Hans Landa and Shoshana Dreyfus, are known for their complexity and depth. Do you think Hans Landa is one of Tarantino's best-written villains?
Yes.
The Moscow Mule, a cocktail made from vodka, ginger beer and lime, was first created in the 1940s in the United States. Do you think the name Moscow Mule is misleading given its American origins?
Yes.
Croatia has a rich cultural history, blending influences from the Roman, Phoenician and Austro-Hungarian empires. Croatia offers a variety of outdoor activities, from hiking in Plitvice Lakes National Park to sailing in the Adriatic Sea. Did you also boulder your way up to the mountains in Croatia?
No.
Techno music emerged in the 1980s in Detroit and quickly spread to become a global phenomenon. We were told techno music is amongst your favorites. This year, Bitcoin Amsterdam collaborates with the organizers of Awakenings, one of the leading techno festivals in the world. Is this also your favorite techno festival?
No.
In 2013, Edward Snowden exposed global surveillance programs, sparking worldwide debates about privacy and government transparency. For many, Snowden represents a stand against government overreach. Has Edward Snowden's story influenced your own views on the importance of personal privacy and government transparency?
Yes.
Are you Satoshi Nakamoto?
No.
Welcome to the Connected World Weekly Podcast. I'm Edward.
And I'm Steph. We are ready to take you with us into the beautiful world of the Lightning Network.
Enjoy the ride. This is episode 122 of Connected World. And this show is made possible by our friends from BL3P, the European Bitcoin exchange, and of course the BRINGIN app. Thank you guys for helping us out with our mission. And if you also want to help out to connect the world with Bitcoin through the Lightning Network, then follow us on Twitter, subscribe at our YouTube channel. And of course, if you have any questions at all, you can ask us anything in our Telegram group Connected World. So search it. And of course, a donation is always welcome. Steph, we're
yes,
back.
Man. We're back.
It's yeah. We're back. It was a long time this time.
Yeah, man. It was,
due to a couple of things, I guess.
Holiday,
of course.
I think, yeah, exactly. Both of our holidays were not planned correctly, but no, I mean, no. And this was the first time in years that I was away for 3 weeks instead of 1 or 2.
Finally.
Yeah, finally, man. I mean,
yeah,
I really
those
enjoyed
things
it.
are also important, right?
Yeah, exactly,
to,
exactly. So,
yeah.
we had a long holiday break, but we are now back, and just before the conference, we're doing also every year.
Just in time.
Yeah, just in time. So, really looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, because of course we didn't do nothing. Well, Roman did a lot because he put up amazing side events and also some kind of mini conference, a seminar day called Nostrdam. And we want just to explain what it all is because we all know Nostr, of course, decentralized protocol. To do a lot of things. And if you don't use it already, if you don't know what it is, or just want to hang out with other Nostriches, then of course you can go to the Nostrdam event the day before Bitcoin Amsterdam. So it's on
October
Tuesday.
8th. Yeah, October 8th is it? Yeah,
indeed.
And where is it held, Edward?
Where is it held?
Where is it taking place?
It can't be at another place. BRINGIN Amsterdam, right?
Our favorite
it's so
barbecue
near
place.
the venue. It's South African, and it's amazing food, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And Ramon did put a hell of work in it, and he also had scheduled a couple of great speakers. I see Will Kasserin, one of the developers of the Demos app. Wouter Constant, one of our fellow Dutchies and friend of our show. He was also a guest. Will was also a guest to the show, obviously. But Wouter, he's like we call him a Bitcoin philosopher, but he's also a Nostr philosopher. He's writing a book about Nostr.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
I really, and I joined him on an episode of Satoshi Radio a couple of weeks ago when they had a summer break. And then he also had a great explanation about Nostr and all the things you need to know. So
it's a great guy. He's also friends with Fiatjev, right?
That's correct. Yeah, they have a podcast together, right? Yeah. So and Tomek
right.
from LB and the Bitcoin Film Fest and many more. So
there are many more. If you go to our Telegram group, then you see the announcements. We also put them on Twitter. So if you search for a Connected World on Twitter, then you can also follow all the speakers that will be there, and of course Nostrdam.com. Or go to bitkassa.nl/Nostrdam. There you can go straight away to buy your ticket because tickets cost $39.99, but you get a lot because of course all those speakers, panel discussions about the future of Nostr, and there's also a hackathon with bounties and
1 million sets.
Yeah, that's great, right? And there are more things. 6 things that are being created there at the hackathon because we as Connect World are giving away a bounty. So a total of 1 million sets for setting up a Connect World client. Nextblock is also a sponsor. It's giving away 2 bounties for creating a widget. And of course, the Nostr Special Forces, Fiatjev and Wouter Constant, we talked about it before, are also giving away 3 bounties. I don't know for what, but they will explain it. Well, all the conditions and rules will be explained. And I think our friend Jury from the BTC Clock is also helping out with the hackathon, I guess.
Yeah, great.
I saw it. And of course, a dinner. Oh, the most important thing, right?
The barbecue place. The dinner is included, yes.
Dinner is included.
Fish, meat, and vegetarian. So
indeed.
And it's great. It's great. And coffee and tea are also included upon entry because it starts at 1 p.m., right?
Yeah, so, 1 p.m. till midnight. So of course you're there a day early. Then go to Nostrdam because enjoy the food, the talks,
be there
and
or
the
be
music.
Square.
Yeah, absolutely. Peter is also there making music. I see here free access to the networking drinks with live music after 7:30. So if you pay for the meal and all the talks, then all the other people can, of course, also are welcome from 7:30 p.m.
Yeah. And now I have a great... Oh, sorry. Yeah, please continue.
I see here there are only 80 tickets, so that's not much. So go to Nostrdam.com and buy your ticket online. because be there, be square, right?
Yeah. And I don't know if Nikita, welcome to the show.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the show,
Thank you.
Nikita.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, guys.
as we already mentioned in your introduction questions, as I call them, you're a great techno lover. You're loving techno music. And are you familiar with Peter? He's a Nostrdam
No.
artist. Oh no.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, so
right.
so he's
Nostrdam
like
artist.
he makes techno music and. But it's a live artist, so he brings up a lot of synthesizers and stuff, and then he broadcasts it on Nostr, and you can then obviously donate him or some stream sets to him.
Cool.
And he will also do a live performance at this very party.
Awesome.
And
will it also be broadcasted?
Well, that's something that might be difficult to organize.
I don't know how he does that on Nostr.
No.
But
So I think if you want to hear him, you just need to be at
I will be
Amsterdam.
there.
Yeah, man. And
awesome.
And after Peter, I think I will also play some techno records. So
I just thought, I'm not gonna mention it. You must mention it yourself. I can't wait, Steph. Really, really, really.
Yeah.
I will make pictures.
Yeah, let's do that. So so we know. Yeah, well,
awesome.
Nikita, welcome. We're going to talk about Bitcoin Amsterdam with you. But first, maybe we can come back to some of the answers you gave to those questions we asked you, because you're a big bouldering guy, and you're also a fan of Croatia. Your pronouncement, I mean, your English pronouncements are great, Edward, but you need to work on your Croatian, because it's not Plitvice, it's Plivic. Plivic Lakes.
How?
Plivic.
Plivic.
Yes.
Plivic.
Plivic.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I went.
If I
went
don't
there.
know it, I just let Google tell
say
it
it
to
you.
me.
Yeah.
Yes, say it to me.
I don't even
but
know
I
how
didn't
it's
do it.
pronounced correctly, so no worries.
Plivic.
No. I'm one of my friends is Croatian, and he also has a house there. So I did a tour with him. So he taught me a lot. So I'm just kidding to you guys. But why didn't you?
Plivic.
Plivic. Yeah. Why didn't you boulder in Croatia? Because that must be great, right?
I will use every moment by the sea possible to be in it. And bouldering I can do right here in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And vacation is to relax and drink a cocktail.
That's correct.
This is
definitely
crazy.
One day.
I just look it up on Google Images. This is really amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so nice, man. Have you been there, by the way, to Plivic?
Not exactly there. I've been in many places in Croatia, but not there.
And so the Krka, the Krka Falls?
There I've been.
It's just above Dubrovnik, if I remember well.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, it's so nice, man.
Nice.
It's so nice. Hey, and I hope that Sebas is not listening to this episode, because I also asked you if you have to choose Bitcoin Amsterdam or the Amsterdam Wine Festival. It was a no-brainer to you. You said Bitcoin Amsterdam, man. That's the only one that needs to continue, right?
They can live alongside each other, but if I had to choose, Bitcoin Amsterdam is definitely more interesting for me.
You're not a wine lover, or
I am.
Yeah,
but
you
from
are.
the organization standpoint, it's definitely more involved and more complex than seeing people drunk falling over.
Yeah. I've been there a couple of years ago, and I must say it was also. I think it's grown way bigger than, because I think I was at the second edition or something. I think it's now grown way bigger than it was then. But
we just finished break today.
Oh, so, really?
We just finished breaking the wine festival today.
And I'm curious, because it's totally different. But are there things that you take away from the Bitcoin Amsterdam or organizing that to the Amsterdam Wine Festival? Things that are different, that you think, well, we're really doing this wine festival different this year because of all our experiences with Bitcoin Amsterdam.
Yeah, I mean, there are really two different events with also a completely different idea in mind. Mm-hmm. But from the complexity and maybe perhaps we can take some stage designs from from the Bitcoin Amsterdam, because there it's a lot more important, and then we learn new things there and simplify them a little and take them with to the wine festival. But for the most part, I think these two really also need a completely different approach.
Yeah. But the wine festival is also way bigger, right? In terms of attendees, I think it's like 30,000 or something.
Per the whole weekend, yes. But not on a daily basis. We're not that big yet. But
no, in total, I mean. Yeah.
30,000 on a day. That would be a big bonus in my pocket.
Bitcoin 2034. I'm guessing that we will have 30,000 people.
I'm hoping even earlier.
And maybe then they can pay at the Amsterdam Wine Festival with sets, right? For the wine.
That's something I will pass over to Sebastian.
Yeah, man. But isn't that a thing yet?
Yeah.
That's good point, Edward.
Not yet. But I think 1 or 2 more years, and we can start looking into these ideas.
Cool.
Awesome.
Then I can assure you I will visit Amsterdam Wine once again.
And then Ibex will do it, or
Or bitkassa,
Then I will go too. Well, I'm not a wine drinker, but my father did, and I always like the smell. And I'm half Spanish, so wine is
Rioja.
Kind of running through my veins. Rioja, see.
Garnacha is your second name. Edward Garnacha. No, just kidding. Hey, but guys, that's because we had a way bigger introduction than we used to in the show. So let's wait. Let's wait no longer. Let's start with the 21 minutes.
The 21 minutes is brought to you by BRINGIN, the app to reliably sell and spend Bitcoin from any wallet. You're working at Amsterdam Decentralized, organizing the whole event. What is exactly your role before the conference and during the conference?
So I'm actually busy with a big part of programming, especially this year.
Yeah.
And on top of the programming of the speakers, I do creative content. So I'm really busy with the intro show. And then I do a little bit of the community management, so involved with all the little side events and meetups and so on.
Yeah.
Cool. And together with the whole team behind it, you have a track record of more than 50 organized events in total. What is your main goal with bringing all these people together in Amsterdam this year?
Well, of course, we want to share the passion for Bitcoin with our fellow community members and hopefully learn something new from the experts.
Yeah, of course, putting all those people together, that's always interesting. And how difficult was it this year to bring all those industry experts on stage? Because there are a lot of conferences around the world, of course, for Bitcoin. Mostly you see a lot of the same names, but I don't know if it's possible to have them on stage again and to do some new stuff also.
First of all, we really try to differentiate as well this year. We noticed there is this echo chamber, what we like to call it, is that we hear the same thing over and over, just in a different location. And we really try to take a whole new approach and localize it a little bit. Also, because there are so many conferences around the world, we want to see and hear more of the Dutch and European perspective on it, because that's close to heart and relatable.
And what are then the main differences in the lineup this year? You already the main focus will be more Europe.
So we really try to bring in the local, even authority members, adoption experts, financial experts to talk about the future of Bitcoin.
And also people outside of the Bitcoin world?
Yes,
so
definitely.
I mean service providers, payment providers, perhaps?
People from the gold industry as well to see their perspective on it, because it doesn't start and end with Bitcoin. The ecosystem is a lot wider, in my opinion. So it's really interesting to hear what does the future of Bitcoin look like from the words of not necessarily a primary Bitcoiner. You know what I mean?
I think that also lowers the barrier for non-Bitcoiners to that are interested in, well, what's the current state of Bitcoin, and perhaps also come.
And are you guys also planning on inviting or maybe organizing panels with politicians? Because here in Europe, we have all different countries, but for the bigger laws, we share the same laws with each other, and so it's for us. It might be very interesting to hear and see someone speaking who is in the European Parliament or even the Dutch Parliament, for instance.
Yeah, we had a big ask towards the government of the Netherlands. This year there are no like really, really well-known representatives from that side. But we're hoping that next year we can really get them involved.
And perhaps journalists of the Dutch media that are there. That's important, of course, how they write and what they write and how they experience it.
Yeah, so maybe if we bring that local European perspective this year, then next year the government will be a lot more willing to participate as well.
Because that is also a goal, I think.
Yeah, it is definitely the goal.
Yeah. If you're talking about adoption and more education, then that's also that's the ground level, and from there up, people can get interested, of course. When you think that's a whole other topic, because when you think about hyper Bitcoinization, if we are going to get there, how can we achieve this, and what can this conference add to achieving this?
Well, I think in the end of the day, the hyper Bitcoinization, it depends on how much we talk about it and how much it gets intertwined with our day to day. And these conference, just like ours, it expands the vision and brings the opportunities to connect with the people that feel the same way. And I think eventually it will really help with bringing everyone on the same wave and educated enough about Bitcoin that we can all benefit from it.
I think, Steph, this is interesting because it also touches what we're doing with the second layer, Lightning. It's also very important that people start using Bitcoin as a payment method. So, paying for your beer or your coffee is important.
Yeah.
I think I heard it also at CryptoCast, another podcast in the Netherlands this week or last week. That we really need people to not only hear about it but also use it and
not only buy it and store it in an exchange account, but really use it in the day-to-day.
Yeah, and it's a nice place at the conference and also side events also to pay with your sets. At Brian, you can pay with sets.
The whole year, right? We orange pilled them 2-3 years ago, and
not only then,
So the whole year, and also the Café Nassau. It was Edward.
Yeah, Nassau.
And Nikita, in your opinion, because are you working for the Dutch? You're working for Amsterdam Decentralized, so it's the Dutch part of Bitcoin Amsterdam. The Dutch side.
Exactly.
Do you also have contact with the US side of BTC Inc., the guys who are organizing all the other events?
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, is there a different in approach for this event here than the other events? I mean, because
for example, Miami.
For Miami, but I also see now in Saudi Arabia.
I think we really take a different approach, especially when it comes to building, producing, and stage design. I think we really take it to the next level. You guys saw the Cube stage last year. And this year it's I think we're one-upping it, if not two-upping it. So it's going to be one of the largest tech conference stage setups, I think, ever.
And this is where the collaboration with Awakenings, with Monumental, is taking place, right? Because it happened to be that Awakenings, the techno festival, I mean, and they are also great at stage building. I mean, I think it's the best stages of the world. But they are right after the Bitcoin conference, right? So you guys share parts of the stage. That was what I was told, right?
Amazing.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Are we going to see some lasers, Nikita?
We are going to see some lasers.
That's great. Watch your camera.
Not only lasers.
I'm not going to bring my camera then.
I mean,
awesome.
Bitcoin Awakenings is known for its laser shows, and then Bitcoin Laser Eyes. I mean, I can imagine what we will see.
No worries. Your guys' eyes and lenses are more than safe. But the intro show and the rest of the design, the stage design, is going to blow some minds.
Great. I'm really curious, man. And in your opinion, what impact does Bitcoin conferences have on wider adoption and education? We already talked a bit about using Bitcoin, but what impact does it have, and how does this also align with your personal vision on Bitcoin?
Well, I always think that Bitcoin being like a digital currency, when you see these conferences and how much effort and how much of a community and a network it attracts, and the physical part of it standing there and representing Bitcoin, for me, that's already a huge step towards adoption. Because if people are willing to pay for the tickets, and we are willing to spend our sleepless nights organizing it, and everyone puts this huge amount of effort, that can't be for nothing, right?
Absolutely. That's right. And can you elaborate a little bit about the educational components of the conferences? What can attendees do there? Maybe workshops or some stage where...
We're having 3 stages this year, just like last year if you were there.
Yeah.
And the main stage is going to really take the look at the future of Bitcoin, and that's somewhat of our sub-main theme, if you can call it that. The Bitcoin in 2050 is what we call it, and where we really try to look further in the future than the Bitcoin exists already. So that is a different approach. We don't want to look at what is going to be tomorrow. And from the other 2 stages, you're really going to hear the zoomed in on all the technicals, on all the strategical aspects of what are the companies doing, what is the government doing, and what is Bitcoin doing. So there's going to be a lot to learn, and especially the learning. For me, the learning part is in the network. So learning from the fellow Bitcoiners, and making your own decisions, right? Don't trust, verify.
Yeah, great. and how are you guys planning to engage with the audience? And then both physically present and those who might be watching online. I mean, is it even possible? Are you guys also streaming it through social channels? Or
definitely, there's going to be a live stream going on from the main stage, and for the rest, if you're there yourself, then you will see the amount of community space, the floor space that we dedicated. So there's going to be plenty of interaction moments also within the podcast area with the speakers who are doing the podcast there, in the food, everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, awesome. That's the most tricky part for me personally, because I love to connect with people, and I happen to find that we also did some recordings last year and the year before, obviously, Edward. But in between our recordings, I was always connecting with people, and then I missed so much stuff from the main stage, which I wanted to see. So
that's interesting.
I'm glad you guys did a recording, because I could watch it back when I was at home, you know. So that's always tricky.
Yeah, it's a lot community, and the stages. It's more difficult to follow those for us, of course. Hey, and I was thinking about 2 things: mining, and also, will there be talks about mining, and will there be an art gallery or something like last year?
Yeah, both are a hard yes. And in regards to mining, we have a lot of representatives from that field, and especially one of the key players in the Netherlands, our friend Bert de Groot from Bitcoin Brabant. He is preparing a insane keynote to share with you guys what he has been up to and what the whole mining community of the Netherlands has been up to. So that's something really not to miss.
Yeah, and he also created something special again, because last year he heated the main hall with S9 miners, but they are beautiful because these are the legacy miners, and but now he created something really special. So I
we're not going to spoil any beans.
No, I won't spoil too much, but it's really you have to see it.
And I saw one thing. I saw this one also. It's taking part of that.
Yeah. So enough with the
enough with
the
spoilers. You're absolutely right. How do you strike a balance, Nikita, between commercial aspects of the conference? That's a whole other aspect, of course, but sponsorship, ticket sales, very important for this event to exist, of course, and also the educational community building goals. How do you balance that?
Well, of course, we try to provide the community with everything that we can for the price that they're paying for the tickets, that we can set it up, we can make it as big as we can. And to the community members, like students, for example, we provide a really, really generous discount, making the ticket a whole of 21 euros for 2 days. That's where we invite the young generation, the future, right? If they're not on board, then who is going to keep pushing it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you guys also did a lot for the Dutch community, which is much appreciated, by the way. Very, very fair ticket price. So I think you guys do a very good job. We have a very vibrant, a big Bitcoin community here in Holland, but you guys also recognize that. So that's
so important.
That's, very important.
Yeah, and I think that's also, well, not only Dutch but European. This is an important thing to lower the barrier, not only for the price but for the feeling that we're all invited.
Exactly.
And we also have a discount code. So if you don't have tickets already, use it, CTW10, and you get a discount for the tickets.
Yes. And Nikita, you guys, Amsterdam Decentralized, you guys are collaborating with the guys from BTC Inc., the big organization from the US. Are there some more partnerships that you guys find very important for the success of the conference? I mean, well, we already talked a bit about the guys from Awakenings, but are there also other collaborations that we didn't mention?
Well, of course, we are very proud and very happy to have our dear friends from Bitvavo and Kraken and Alpha as the main sponsors of the event. And you're going to see a lot from them, also on stage and off stage. Apart from Awakenings, we're also building the festival in a collaboration with 3x3. It's the basketball tournament that's taking place again next to our event. So it's somewhat of a triple production, but they're also involved in certain aspects of our setup. And for the rest, I think the main collaborator is, again, your average Bitcoiner that shows up at the door.
Yeah. Well, without the average Bitcoiner, there will be no conference.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, this is maybe a difficult question, but how do you respond to some criticism that might exist that the conference might be catering more to wealthy individuals? You talked a little bit about that already, but the average Bitcoin enthusiast, I think everything is said, right? Because you're actively trying to get them in.
Yeah, I already think that investing in its own, it's somewhat of a wealthy individual privilege. If you have disposable income to invest in something that you're not sure of, And for that, we really thank all the people who choose to spend their money on the ticket to learn about Bitcoin instead of buying Bitcoin itself.
Yeah.
And I think the criticism is very applicable when you compare the ticket price to, let's say, a dance party or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But in the end of the day, the amount of information and network that you can get from being there is way more worth than the ticket price.
That's exactly it, because I also think about it being a community networking place for people who try to find a job within the Bitcoin space, but also maybe they have money to invest and want to learn more, like you just said, and then helping the experts to grow and to develop more, all for more adoption. So I think that's also something that's very important to mention. That also wealthy individuals can learn more about this and try to invest in others. So yeah.
Thanks. And Nikita, what are the possibilities for? I mean, last year I think it was also last year, right? That IBEX was the one. Who distributed the payment terminals and all that kind of stuff. Are they also involved this year?
That is something I'm not exactly in the works with, but my colleagues probably are more aware on who is our
but we can. I mean, we obviously can pay with Bitcoin at the conference, but we also can use the Lightning Network. I can imagine.
You not only can, you're invited and endorsed to do it.
And it will be fast, right? There's not a
lightning fast.
Lightning fast. Perfect.
Nice.
Hey, and we talked a little bit about side events. What are some side events that our listeners really need to attend?
Well, I think the two regular suspects that are on our lineup almost every year is the Ordinal Night, of course.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to represent a lot of digital art. And this time it's not happening in the Fabrique de Lumières right next to it, but it's a little bit further and it's a different setup. So it's going to be nice and fresh also for people who visited us last year. But we're really representing a lot of cool digital art. And for people who have a whale ticket or think of getting one, there is a whale night. Luxury, all-inclusive networking night event. So get your whale ticket if you're thinking about it, and do there.
And
something for us, Steph.
We forgot to mention that for the plebs, we have our own Connect the World meetup, right, Edward?
That's right.
On Wednesday and Thursday, also at BRI. So Nikita, I don't know if you want to join the whales or if you want to join us at our pleb.
You can choose both.
That's right.
Some of the people went to us for the food and then to the Ordinal Night.
Yeah, that's correct. That's also.
And
then really after Ordinal Night, they can come back.
So I need to see it all.
Yeah, correct, man. Well,
we're definitely so many things to see.
We're definitely going to drink a beer together, Nikita. That's for sure.
100%. 100%.
Cool.
Heel knut. Wel.
Yeah, that was it, Nikita. We were out of question. Out of time. Time flies when we're having fun. But we still have one question left for you, and it's fun that you may choose yourself because we pre-recorded a question from Prashant. He's from BRINGIN, that app, the Lightning app, or even Kaludis, and he's from Zeus, the app that connects to your node. So which one will it be?
Let's do the first one.
Okay.
The first one. Okay.
Prashant.
Here it comes.
Hey, this is Prashant from BRINGIN. My question to you is, how important is the self-custody education and implementation for newcomers and no-coiners, while custody can give an amazing user experience?
Yeah, so user experience versus custodial for newcomers.
Hard
do you
one.
think?
Hard one. I think
it is.
It is a hard one, and I'm not that technical in it. So,
but I think maybe trying to learn from custodial use is maybe not so bad. I think.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
It has its own place, I think.
Yeah.
It really has its own place. And I always see it like this, that I use my custodial. I have like my own setup. By the way, I have my SUS connected to my Node. And I do checkups every now and then, and especially for big conferences, because I know I'm going to use it very often. And then I know it works. But I always have a plan B, and my plan B is just a custodial service. In my case, it's Strike from Jack Mallers, which in case my VPN doesn't work, the connection is bad, I don't know, I can always use my plan B, and I always have multiple options to just get my payment done. So
I think also this is of course I'm also a photographer, and I think if you use a camera, you must know how to use it in manual mode, and then try to let it do its own thing for some of the variables that you need to set up. So I think, like Steph said, maybe if you are doing everything yourself, you also learn, and then you understand the risks even better if you use a custodial service.
100%.
That's
try both, I think, and see what works the best.
Absolutely,
for you.
Yeah, it is.
That's it.
So bring all your wallets, whatever you use. I use also the LB wallet. That helps, but it's
plenty of choice.
Plenty of choice.
Every wallet is welcome.
Conecta el mundo.
Well, where can people follow you, Nikita? What can you maybe? I don't know if you have socials. By the way, that's an important question too.
Yeah, then you get a lot of new followers.
Well, for me myself, it's not that important for me. But you please, guys, follow us on Twitter for Bitcoin Conf EU, so the conference itself. Yeah. Also on Instagram, Bitcoin.Amsterdam. We only recently made an account, but there's already quite a community being formed, and of course the Telegram as well.
Are you active on Nostr also, or not?
I'm learning
Still
a lot about it recently.
Okay.
But before I actively start using it, I think I need a little bit more time to really understand it.
Yeah, of course. Well, thanks again, Nikita, and everybody else. Also, thanks for listening in, and thanks everyone helping to connect the world with us together. And if you like our content, then please support us in our mission. Visit our website, connecttheworld.live, where you can also make a donation, and subscribe, like, and share our content on your favorite platform, or Podcasting 2.0, of course. So remember, we need you to complete our mission, connect the world. So keep those nodes running, sats flowing, and don't forget to get your ticket for Nostrdam to meet us all at Amsterdam next week. And get it at nostrdam.com, of course, and see you all next week on the same Lightning channel. Arrivederci, Nikita.
Arrivederci, Nikita.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me.